Happy Flosstube Friday, friends. My name is Carrie. This is Tiger Lily Designs, and welcome to Flosstube episode number 101. Yay! We're in the hundreds. Are you excited? I'm excited. It's been a hot minute. It's been 2 weeks since I was here. I skipped a week because it's been a whirlwind. Lots of things. I just couldn't spare the time to come and check in with you. So you would think I would have 2 weeks of stuff to share with you. I have some stuff. Not so much stitching, but we're going to jump right in. So as I love to do in the beginning of my episodes, we're going to run through a little table of contents so you know what to expect in today's video. Today I am going to have, let me see, I didn't make a note. So we're going to run through the mental note in my brain. I've got a whip work. I worked on some cross stitch. I have a new start. I have a new start plan for next week. I have some knitting. I have a knitting new start. 2 knitting new starts, as well as some knitting haul, as well I might have veered and tangented into making some other bags just for fun. And then we're gonna have a little bit, I have the giveaway winners from 2 weeks ago. And last but not least, I have a Tiger Lily shop update at the end. And a little bit of what I'm gonna be doing. So because if the last 2 weeks were busy, the next 2 weeks are gonna put that one to like, shame. It's got nothing because busy. Here we go. Let's dive into the stitching, shall we? So let's pull out the one whip that you've seen before. This was not a new start. Sorry for the noise. But this is a big girl. She lives in one of my huge big patchwork project bags because she's got a lot of things going with her. She is, hold on, let me pull the pretty chart out. Well, not the chart so I can share it with you, but the chart cover. This is Jane Parsons sampler by the Wishing Thorn. And if you recall, I started this one in the fall sometime. You would think there would be a project tracker card in here, but there's not. Because I'm using all the called for colors. I love my project tracker cards when I'm changing colors, and the next 2 whips I do have the change of colors. Okay, I want to make sure. But I'm using the wool threads. So you get this as a kit. You can buy the chart or you can buy a kit, and it's kitted in like lots of different kit options. But I got the wool. You can see it's all of the wool of Bearswall. So you use 1 strand of wool, super fun. It's my first project using that on 28 count. So it's nice and thick. This is the one I pulled out because it was long days and long nights and my eyes were tired. And so there was no like, I don't want to look through a magnifier. I don't want to see tiny little things. I want it to be easy breezy, just use my glasses and that's all I want. And so this was like comfort, fantastic. So I got almost, I don't remember where I was at all. Couldn't begin to tell you. I closed the border. I do remember. I love it when you associate memories with pieces. I closed the border, connected the border when I was at Parents Weekend, homecoming weekend. I was at a football game at Clemson in the fall. On the lake visiting my babies. So that did get my successful closure. So I know I did some of these flower bud stitching this week or these last 2 weeks, as well as working on those alphabets. The tricky thing is I don't have all the wools, like, because they come, you know, like a skein, and I have to use my little winder, and I put them on my fantastic, love this little cereal box. That's a special K box, by the way. You know, cereal. The little punch, I got that from Amazon. I will have that link down below. That's my favorite floss drop because you need nice chunky, I mean, that's some thick thread. Thick thread. And this is in one of my favorite things from the Keeper Club is this cute little stitch bag. It's perfect for those big girl projects. So that is the whip that I worked on this week. Done a lot of progress. Oh, gotta put her away. Oh, goodness gracious. Who knows where she'll end up. But it was a fun one and it was easy. It was comfort stitching. So that one was fun. Now I also had a new small, like, I'm embarrassed to show it to you, but I'm going to show it to you anyway because there's not a lot of stitching. So we're going to look at it anyway. This is this is my Herringbone project bag. This is tomorrow's class. Yay, I'm so excited. That's what this week, we're going to have an update later. But I have this project in one of my many Herringbone project bags. And, which is my favorite thing to do for one of these cute little, okay, good. I was like, oh, am I showing you the chart? It's one of those half-size projects. And they fit perfect in here. Okay, so this was my minuscule, almost embarrassing start, but y'all get it. you want to see it anyway. I know you do. This is Plum Street Samplers BlueSkin. Now, if you're new here, I live less than a mile away from Mount Vernon, so I love all things George Washington, Mount Vernon, patriotic. I can't wait. It's almost time for me to pull out my patriotic dough bowl stuff and put that all over the entryway. That's my favorite. I basically have it, well, from May until September. Like Memorial Day to Labor Day is like all patriotic. But really, we're patriotic year round here. So, love George Washington. I got the new one too from Plum Street. So I was like, I can't start the new one until I start and finish the old one. So this is BlueSkin. I did a full color conversion. So this is my project information card. I listed the DMCs. I changed it to overdyes. It was just like, well, some of them, and you can see some of them, if they have a dash next to them, that means I'm using the called for DMC because there was barely any like stitches. I'm a big fan of using colored cotton overdyes, bang for your buck. But if it's just like somebody's boots or something, DMC will work. So here is my minuscule, it's almost embarrassing, but that's okay, start. And my needle's hanging, so goodness gracious. So this, I started 2 days ago. Still got my hoop marks, didn't iron it. It's a beautiful piece of fabric. I was excited for it. So originally I had a different piece of fabric pulled on this, but I went back to my fabric stash, which is one of the great advantages to having one. And I pulled, I was like, I think I want a different, this is, I don't remember what it's charted on. It doesn't matter. I never used the called for fabric. So, but bluish, it's going to go in my patriotic thing. So I'm stitching this on a beautiful piece of fabric, Jackson Fabric Arts. It's a 32 count organic hemp. So it's not linen, hemp linen. I'm not quite sure. But it's really, really fun. And I know Megan talks about them, Megan Seattle Stitcher and Cam the Stitcher, sing the praises of Jackson Fabric Arts. And so I bought some I don't even know when, added it to my stash, but I was just waiting to pull the magic piece. And so this one, I'm excited about it. It's 32 count. And so it's stitching up 2 strands over 2, but the coverage is good. The modeling is really, really pretty. And I'm almost positive, like if I remember, look, isn't that pretty? Super pretty. It's super soft and flowy. I'm a hoop stitcher, but not a taut hoop. So I use the sewing method with a hoop. And so it's a non-taut hoop, and I use the sewing method. So I'm really, really enjoying, I'm excited to get back into it. It's a little more slubby than some of the other linens that I have, but that's okay. I think it's going to be really fun. On 32 count, this piece is going to be like 8 by 8. So it's going to be a little big to be a dough bowl pillow, but that's okay. I'll probably do like one of those flat fold finishes and set it up in the little pillow dough bowl vignette area, which is perfect. George needs his own little thing. So I'm excited about this, but I'm pretty sure that this dyer, this fabric dyer, she only does 32 count. That's her lane, and she stays in it. She changes colors. She launches, it's an Etsy shop. But I'm pretty sure she's like 20 minutes away from me. I don't know. She's in Virginia, that's for sure. So these are the colors that I did. One of them is one of the custom reds from the July box last summer, but the rest of them I just pulled from my overdyes. So that is my minuscule baby start. So that one, and then I have one more stitchy fun to show you. Now this is in another herringbone bag, different fabric. I'll explain how and why I did that later, but it's another small, meaning it's half size, so it's perfect for one of these. And so this is going to be a new start. Now, my sweet friend Sylvia, I've told you all this market story. I had a great time down in Nashville Market, and Sylvia, who is running with needles and scissors, had a beautiful drop at market. All of her charts were gorgeous. And she so graciously gifted me 2 of her charts, and I love them. One is the big girl, like super, super big girl, and that one's gonna wait patiently for the time for me to get to her, or at least get her started. The other one was so beautiful. And so while Shelly and I were there, we actually found the perfect fabric for it. And so we are going to start this next week when we are together in person again. So that's super fun. So I wanted to let you guys know, if you wanted to join us, Sylvia now has all of her new market releases are available as PDFs on her website now. So you don't, you can go to your LNS, which is great, support LNS. But if you want like instant chart now, Sylvia has them all as PDFs on her website. And I will link her website down below, as well as her Flosstube, which is super fun. So check that out. But we are starting Note of Love, Hannah Rome. It is gorgeous. It was by far, I love her. I love all the charts. Let's just put that out there first. Love them all. But I'm love a girl of color, and her choosing red fabric just totally spoke to me. And I was like, that is different. That is fantastic. I need to do that. So like I said, we walked around market with that in our mind, that this was the Sylvia chart we were going to start in May. And so we found fantastic piece of red. I don't remember what it's charted on. It's charted on Picture This Plus Tango. So if you can find that, fantastic. I know that Picture This Plus is kind of hard to find sometimes. So this is a beautiful red. Atomic Ranch Fabrics. It's called Joy Lynn. Thinking it was like a Christmas theme. This also would be super cute for some Christmas ornaments. And the good thing is I got a piece that's 26. Oh, we split it. I was going to say, this is not 26 by 35. That's because Shelly and I split it. So we bought one piece, split it in half, but still, this little chart, it's 36 count. It's 75 by 178. So I think we're going to have plenty left for maybe a Christmas ornament or two. So I'm super excited about it. But in the meantime, so Sylvia charted it in both hand-dyed fibers, which is Vicki Clayton silks, which are fantastic, as well as DMCs. Now, if I had thought about it a week ago, a month ago, earlier than yesterday, I probably would have ordered the Vicki Clayton silks because they're gorgeous, and I'm not like a Vicki Clayton junkie. I love her silks. They're just so cost effective, love it. But time is of the essence, and I'm T-minus 6 days until I get on an airplane, and so I couldn't risk not having the floss. So what I did last night instead, I pulled out my DMC card, which is, pulled out my DMC card and looked at the picture. I kind of did my own, as I love to do, Tiger Lily floss conversion. Now I am lucky enough to have the full Forbidden Fiber Co. Well, at the time that I bought it, she is always dyeing new colors. Lyon with Forbidden Fiber Co. is just the sweetest human. And so she's fantastic. She's always adding new colors. So I don't say I have the whole color rainbow. I had the color rainbow at the time I got it. But anyway, I have a pretty good collection of Forbidden Fiber Co. floss. And so I was able to go to my stash and kind of pull and play and floss toss on this gorgeous red fabric, and kind of takes inspiration from the color swatches. Oh, okay, I need 2 greens and a light blue and a dark blue and a purple or a mauvey violety purple and 2 pink. Anyway, so I kind of used these as well as my DMC cards, as well as just what I thought looked good. And I did a let's just do that. I did a Forbidden Fiber Co. floss toss on it, and I'm super excited about it. So I did make a note. If you want me to, let me know, and I will reach out to Leanne. I know that when I did my pumpkin house conversion, you guys wanted to just add to cart, which is fantastic and super great for Leanne. I love supporting small. She's just a family-owned business down in Tennessee, so I love using Forbidden Fiber Co. floss. So let me know if you want to join Shelly and I in stitching this beautiful chart by Sylvia, and I can ask Leanne nicely to put some bundles together. So all you have to do is add to cart with my custom floss conversion. Mouthful. There are only 12 floss, and I actually took it down to 11 because there was 3 greens, and I was like, nah, we're gonna go ahead and take one of those greens down. I thought it was good. So we went ahead and I kind of combined 2 of them together. So there's only 11 floss, and they look really good on red. So fun. How fun is that going to be? It's a nice pink, and this pink is going to show up. It plays nicely. Oh, and this wood violet. Oh, I'm so excited. So I can't wait to do this. I don't know if Shelly and I are going to do a hashtag. I don't know. The moral of the story is we just love, this was our favorite chart from our friend Sylvia, and we wanted to start it together, but we wanted to start it after when you guys could start along with us and just go grab the chart from Sylvia. So that would be fantastic. And we're going to start next week. Okay, so as we're gonna stay in stitching mode first, because then we're gonna dabble into knitting, and then we're gonna dabble into Tiger Lily and making with Tiger Lily and all the things. Yeah. So last but not least, I have the giveaways. I know from 2 weeks ago. Now, I did take one of the giveaways away because I had to. It was a make with me kit, and you won't get it in time. The make with me is tomorrow. So I'm sorry. I couldn't do it. There's too many boxes. Boxlandia took over the house for the last 2 weeks. So, but I do have 3 giveaways, and I think they're pretty good. So hopefully you're excited about it. So if you remember, one of the giveaways from my 100th episode was the My Sister's Sampler in Richardson, which comes also with the Vicki Clayton silk. How exciting is that? And so that one you had to use the word pink. And so our winner is M. McCarmichael. McCarmichael? I don't know. Here's your comment right here. And congratulations. So if you win one of the prizes today, make sure you just email me, tell me your name and your shipping address, and I will get everything out to you lickety split. Okay, my email's down below in the description box. The next one, you had to use the comment brick, and this was to win the chart Harriet Hay. This was my birthday start from 2023. 4, 3. The pink one was 4. Oh, the years fly by. Days are long, years are short, right? So here we are, Harriet Hay, and you had to use the word brick, and my winner is another Mick Catalari. No, there you go, 8441. I will put your comment right here. Congratulations. And last but not least, I had one of these things that was from the Keeper Vault. This was one of my favorite, a mini patchwork keeper. Tulip Pink, the OG, the one that started my mini keeper pattern last year. So I love it. We're going to be twinsies, and you're twinsies with about 5 or 6 of my stitchy friends that I gave these to at StitchCon. But the winner here is going to be Jill Dodge 6688. Congratulations. All right, so those were the 3 giveaways from 2 weeks ago that I totally missed doing last week, but hopefully you're still excited because you're going to get a winner. And I'm going to get those out to you lickety split. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of Tiger Lily chat, which is combination with knitting, because I can't show you my knitting until I tell you how in the world did I come up with these things. It's a little bit of story time, right? Okay, so you know tomorrow, if you don't know, tomorrow is my first Make With Me Tiger Lily. Now, we did a beanie along back in February. That was online, Patreon videos, all that was free, totally great. So you can still access that if you want to learn how to knit a beanie. That was so fun. So that was my little test the concept. This way, we are going right into, you guys wanted to make a project keeper, which I'm super excited about it. I'm super excited, but I wanted to baby step us into keepers. We're not going to jump into the deep end yet. This isn't necessarily the baby pool either. We're going to go in to our knees or so. I don't know why I have the swimming analogy going on, but we're going to go with it. So I came up with this pattern, and I've showed you 2 already, which was the Herringbone mini bag project. This is one of my favorite things because it slides into the back of your project keeper. So if you are a collector or connoisseur of Tiger Lily project keepers, this will fit perfectly in the back folio. So you could have a keeper with 2 of these, 1 on each side, zipper pocket. I mean, like, your keeper could hold 4 projects. 2 small ones, 2 big ones, and then a partridge in a pear tree, really. But this I thought was the perfect gateway into being able to make a keeper one day. We're gonna work towards it. So this one, we're gonna work on zipper skills, we're gonna work on binding skills, we're gonna work on sewing with foam, because everything is foam, so it's not batting, it's nice and foam and sturdy. We're gonna do the quilting on the foam. Anyway, that's tomorrow's class. And all of these went out last Thursday and Friday, and so this is how the kit came. And everything is inside, and everybody got the pattern. And what's great, okay, so if you missed the kit, I know, I know. There were only so many kits and there was a deadline. So, but don't worry. I've got more Make with Tiger Lilies in the works, on the books, in my brain. I might be showing you some today, but we're going to be doing a lot of these things together. I'm so excited. Hopefully tomorrow. Listen, right now on my island right now, there is a top down, like, I don't know, like I'm a professional studio or something. There are 4 different camera tripods set up right now. Wires galore. It was all I could do to squeeze into this corner to film today because this week has been all prep for this class. This class, I wanted to work out all the kinks. So, what does that mean? That means I have made this bag. And then my mom has 2. I have made this bag 5 times on top of the prototyping just to get to the pattern because I had to, so let me just show you. So I am a big fan of my patterns having lots and lots of pictures. So you can see like the pattern, all the pictures. And so this is a PDF pattern. It came with your kit, but if you missed out on the kit, but you still want to make this project with us, no worries. I will be listing this PDF pattern as a separate purchase download on my website starting Saturday night. So it's first for the kids. I wanted to get the class people to get there first and be able to get their fun. And we're starting that at 2 o'clock tomorrow. But after the class is done and they'll have access to the video, while I'm just on that note, if you're watching the class or if you have joined the kit in the class and you're going to, for whatever reason, miss the live class tomorrow, don't worry. You will have access to the live video forever. It's going to be an unlisted video. You just use that link that was at the top of your pattern. There's a little sticky note with the secret website and the password to get into it. And that's going to give you access to this video instruction live class. I mean, as long as I have a YouTube channel, it'll always live there. So you will have the kit access. If you want to grab the pattern and make this, but you miss getting the kit, you can get the PDF pattern Saturday night. I don't know what time, but sometime Saturday night that will go live. So in the meantime, I have made a whole slew of these because I had to make one to take 1,000 pictures as I was making it, right? Made a couple to come up with the pattern and the sizes and the dimensions and make sure everything was perfect for all the things. And then I had to write the pattern, which meant making it again. And then I had to make it again this week on Monday or Tuesday to make my video shot list to be able to make sure that shot 1, this is this camera. Shot 2, we're going to the ironing board. Shot 3, we're going to the trimming station. Shot 4, we're going back to the sewing machine. Like there's 19 different shot angles. We're going to switch views on top of just random Q&As. So I sewed one then so I could make my detailed shot list. And then the next day, my parents came over. Thank goodness. My dad has great patience and tenacity to tackle the IT part of this whole thing. I am super excited about tomorrow. Like my YouTube is going to go to the next level in theory, because during our dry run, which was a 2.5-hour dry run, after the 2-hour setup of camera booming, miking, telepropping things you don't even know behind the scenes. But I have this little switcher thing. I'm kind of bougie. I'm kind of fancy. If I do, for not being like a fat quarter shop studio team situation, I'm pretty excited about it. And in theory, so I sewed it again that day to practice, to dry run, to do the switches and switch camera views and make sure it's all good. And I've watched said bag play. I've got my mother on the comments. So, either way, we're going to have fun tomorrow, but I'm excited about it. So anyway, so I had a lot of bags is the moral of the story. That's why I'm telling you this. Okay. And during this bag, one of the things that I teased you guys last week is that in your kit, you have enough fabric, because I wanted to give you, I'm a big fan of having it and not needing it, then needing it and not having it. That's like a mantra that I live by. I better to have it than not need it. You know, that one. I live by that mantra, like all the things. When my kids were little, it's better to have a snack or the sunscreen or all the things. Better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. So with that mantra in mind, your kit includes extra fabric. I'm a big fan of extra fabric. I didn't want anybody to run out of anything. And so in that vein, in that mindset, here we are with all these beautiful extra scraps. And I'm like, okay, well, I can't just like, listen, I got scraps. You know that if I have this much fabric, I have fabric scraps, right? So with that, I decided, well, I think I have to use these scraps to make something. Yes, I do. And what do I need? Well, needs a strong word. What do I want? I want more One Skein Wonder project bags. So if you are new here, I'm a multi-crafter, obviously. So knitting and cross stitching and quilting. And next week I'm going to know how to learn how to, over here's my spinning wheel. It's super pretty. I don't even know how to use it, but I'm going to learn how to do that next week. So, but I'm like collecting project bags for knitting and knitting beanies and socks, which are just one skein. I call them One Skein Wonders, meaning you just need one skein and a set of needles, maybe two, depending on if you're doing socks, you kind of need to switch. Anyway, One Skein Wonders. So it's a tiny little bag. And so I love making drawstring bags. And so, yeah, I teased this last week, but this is my One Skein Wonder fabric crumb drawstring bag. So what that means is the extra from your kit, yes, is all you need to make this crumb quilting. Now, crumb quilting is a whole nother ball of wax. It is one of my favorite things to do with scraps. I mean, because like all scraps are good. These are all little good pieces. And so I did a crumb quilt scrappy bag. I added this faux leather. I don't know why Joann's or the fabric people call it faux leather. It's just, vinyl. But I love putting vinyl on the bottom because it's wipeable. If you set it on the ground, you can just wipe it clean. It's a lot easier to clean. This is my favorite. And it gives you the weight. I've tried making them with quilt all the way down, and it just doesn't give me the weight. I love the weight that this gives you. This is my own pattern. I kind of derived it from a compilation of tons of, it's a drawstring bag. This isn't rocket science. I'm not reinventing any wheels here. So, but I did do it so it doesn't have the seam down the middle, which is one of my things that I was like, no, it needs to have a flat bottom. So this is my One Skein Wonder drawstring crumb bag. So you will see inside, there's my one skein. And this was one of my new starts from this year, this last 2 weeks. It's actually a one skein and then two minis are in here. And yes, I have cast on another, it's just a pair of vanilla socks. I'm just, I'm not gonna say perfecting. It's mindless knitting, which is my favorite thing. And so it's beautiful, beautiful. This is 3 by the Sea, all bundled up. Sorry, I keep it in there so I don't forget. But it's 3 by the Sea, all bundled up is the colorway, and it's just beautiful. And so all I did is I went to my minis and I pulled out, because I wanted this fun little gym sock cuff, because, I had to have a little bit of funkiness. So, and then of course, Shelly's heel. Now, I've had lots of questions about Shelly's heel. Of course, this is Shelly's heel. This is not Carrie's heel. But we are going to get Shelly to come along and show us. Now, I did tease and tell you guys that I came up with this little chart. Because I'm a goober and I love spreadsheets. So I am going to make that something that we can share. When we teach you the heel, which is coming, I promise, we are going to, I am going to give you this chart, because this, you can tell me, I'm still using it. And that is my favorite way to make sure my heel is correct and that I can walk away and come back, because I'm not an expert yet. And so if I didn't have the notes, I would walk away and come back and be like, I have no idea where I am. But this way, with my little fancy chart, I do. Anyway, so that was my new start, new cast on, I don't know. But it was so much fun making this bag. And so what I am going to do is, if you are doing the Make With Me kit, you will be able to make this. I'm working on this pattern. I don't know if it's going to come out in the next week or so. I'll tell you why in a little bit, what I'm going to be up to. But just keep your scraps and don't worry, we're going to do that. Tangenting right along to my next knitting project. Okay, so as I showed you, I have made a ton of those herringbone bags with the beautiful plumes and poppies fabric stash, but I had lots of scraps. And the way you make it, there's no way to not make the scraps the way you make the bag. So I had this bigger collection of scraps. And I had a need in that I was, hold on, I just have to show you. And I had a need with my other new cast on this week. And why did I have a need? Well, because I had gotten that Miss Babs, you saw it last week, 2 weeks ago. I got that beautiful Miss Babs jumbo skein. It's like, I don't even know, 520 yards of DK weight. So I think it's like 2.5 skeins, 100 grams, 200 grams, 300. I don't know. It was huge once I put it on my winder thing. So this ball, I don't know, football? I don't know. It was huge. I was like, first of all, it's not a one skein wonder, that's for sure. It's a sweater. So it's not going to fit in one of these cute things. I do have a sweater. So I do have an original sweater bag. It was the original Tula Pink Crumb bag. It's a much bigger drawstring bag, which is great. And I love it. It has a different sweater. It has the Azucena sweater. I'm not going to show you too because unfortunately I have to frog it. I should show it to you, but I'm not going to. I learned knitting. It was my first time knitting with mohair. And thankfully I haven't gotten too far because I think I have enough because I don't want to have to frog mohair. But anywho, I passed it on a new sweater. I wanted to cast on the Petite Knits Lyon sweater. I showed you guys that before. That's the moral of the story. Everything was advanced updates on last time. So huge giant skein. Problem 1. Huge giant skein. Plus I needed my full interchangeable Chigu 4T set because I was changing needles and sizes and you needed these long, anyway. And then there's the pattern and then there's the skein, one giant. And I was like, okay. So I went to the drawing board and first what I did is I made like, I don't know, a yard of Crumb fabric, which is just basically this. I just made a yard of Crumb fabric from my scraps. And I was like, okay, I need to make a bag. I need to make a sweater bag / basket / what? Okay, I'll just, without further ado. This is my new favorite thing. This is my new favorite sweater quantity. Now, the only thing that I have that this is my first one. So in the way I do prototypes is I make one, I end up making 4, 5, 6 of them. The good thing is I get to keep all the good ones or the prototypes. Those are the things that I get to use. I've already determined this needs handles. So, we're going to add some handles to it. But in the meantime, it is fantastic. Now, so it is basically a fabric basket of foam. So it's using the same foam that are in the keepers, same foam that's in the, this doesn't have any foam. This is just a little bit of interfacing in the leather bottom. So it's not sturdy. It's one, throw it in your bag, crumple it up, whatever. But this, with the sweater, you need some stability. But I wanted to close it. So first I made this fabric basket bin thing. And then I was like, no, but I need to be able to close it up at night because otherwise, dogs and kids and things will get in it. And so I added, after the fact, this drawstring kind of top to it. And you open it up and there it has that jumbo, which is basically like 3 skeins in one. And there's my pattern. But it sits on the couch like this. And you can open it up and you can knit right out of it. You can actually fold the drawstring things to the side. So kind of making it a like true basket until you want to close it back up. Anyway, so fun. I love this. I love it. Okay, but let me show you my progress. Let me show you what I'm knitting. The bag is one thing, and then the knitting is another. It's like a double bonus, a double whammy. This is the Petite Knits Lyon sweater. Now remember, I'm doing a navy sweater with hot pink stripes because everything's better if it's pink, right? Okay, so remember I told you, so I needed these. I probably don't need them in here, but, let me show you. Okay, so the inside, now that it's empty, I actually it's got pockets on both sides just to hold the needles, not super deep, but just, anyway, so fun. Okay. Gigantic. Let me just show you. Just so you can know, it's hard to tell scale. Regular 100 gram cake of yarn. Yes, it's got a little bit off because I've knit half a sock versus jumbo size yarn cake. Anywho, sweater, Mrs. Babs, gorgeous. So this is my Petite Knits Lyon's sweater. Doesn't look like a sweater, does it? Okay, but this, I'm pretty excited about it. This is a totally new to me. Now, if you're new here, this will be my third sweater that I haven't taken off the needles. Yeah, I have 2 finished sweaters up in my closet, like finished, and I can wear them. I have a purple sweater from my Sestari sheep yarn that I've frogged and started over again. I have the Azunza sweater that I learned a lot from. Thankfully, I enjoy the process. So I learned a lot from that one, but it's going to come off the needles. So far, even though this is a totally new to me construction, because the other 2 sweaters I've done, one was a cardigan and one was a raglan increase. So you just go around and around raglan. This has a back yoke and 2 shoulders. So that is what I have so far. Yeah. So far, so good. I'm super excited about it. Doesn't look like a sweater at all, but I'm learning a lot. I'm learning and I'm increasing at this seam, I'm pretty excited about it. It actually looks professional. At least it looks like I wouldn't call myself a beginner knitter by looking at this seam. Now granted, I did each seam twice or 3 times. I did it and I was like, no, I grabbed, because you had to pick up stitches at the shoulder, which I had no idea how to do. And so, I was learning, but thankfully I didn't learn. I was able to learn and then continue on. So I'm excited. I really would love to get this to the point of round and round knitting, because next week is Crazy Town. Next week on Thursday, I get on an airplane and I get to go out to Shelly's house, and we are going to the Queen City Sampler Guild Nicola Parkman seminar, lecture, retreat. It's a class. Yes. So there's Nicola Parkman's coming to teach a class to the Queen City Sampler Guild. That's it. So I'm super excited about that. I'm going out a couple days early. We're going to play with the spinning wheel. We're just going to play, maybe antique, maybe stitch, maybe quilt, but just hang out in our pajamas and our grist mill. I don't know what we're going to do, but we're going to have super much fun. And so that is Thursday through Monday. So there will not be a Flosstube next Friday, unless Shelly and I decide just to do one. I don't know. Who knows, really? So that's that. And so that's airplane number 1. Airplane with the connection. Love to have some round and round. Of course I can pull some socks. I will definitely probably come back with, I don't know how many, once I tell you how many hours I'll be on the plane for the next 2 weeks, you'll be like, you're going to have 17 pairs of socks. Probably not, but that's that. And then on Monday morning, when I leave Ohio, I fly out to Portland, Oregon, and I get to spend 6 days, 7 days, 5 days, I don't know, almost a week, with my dad and his family. So his brother lives out there, my aunt lives out there, my aunt and uncle live out there, and I haven't seen them in like 15, 20 years. I don't know. It's been a hot minute. Out in the Portland, Oregon area, and I'm so excited about it. I haven't seen them in forever, and I used to spend every summer of my entire childhood out there with them. So it's been a hot minute, and I'm super excited just to have that quality family time with my dad and his brother and his sister and all their family and all the funs. I also might take a field trip to Acorns and Threads, which I just learned was in Portland, Oregon. I don't know where the heck I thought it was before, but I'm super excited that it's right there in town. And then, okay, so yarn shops. If you have been to a Portland, Oregon yarn shop, I don't want to just limited time, but my aunt has said that she'll take me to the sample, come maybe play stitching and yarning with me. She doesn't do any of those things, but she likes to watch all the things. So maybe we'll go on a yarn shop adventure. So just let me know which one's if I was going to go to 1, maybe 2, which one should I go to? Yeah. Okay. So it's Crazy Town. The moral of the story is I need to get some of these projects ready to go so they are travel friendly, because there's going to be lots of hours and lots of time on airplanes, in airports, all the things. So that's what I am doing. I'm getting excited for that. So I have a little bit of haul for you, and then we're going to wrap up. All right. So I just have a little bit of haul that I want to share with you because it's fun, and I love supporting the small and sharing who I support with you guys. So yeah. I mean, I have to get some new socks ready to go, right? So I am. And so I went, Ruby and Roses had this fantastic drop. She's the cutest yarn dyer. And she had a shop update or drop or whatever she calls it last weekend, 2 weekends ago. And I was like, oh my gosh, these are going to be perfect. I need these. Okay, first of all, I had to get these. Like as fast as humanly possible, I had to get these socks. So these will definitely be a pair of socks that I am going to wind up the cakes and get them ready to go. This is her soft rose base, which I'm super excited. It's 85.15, 100 grams, 437 yards. It's called her soft rose. It's calliope and canna. So how pretty. Heels, toes, and cuffs, or at least heel. I don't know what I'm going to do, but so cute. So yeah, I'm going to have to I'm going to make a couple more One Skein Wonder drawstring bags so I can have all my little sock sets ready to go. And look at this one. This one was called Archipelago in Sea Glass. Oh, those are so beautiful. So this one, because I'm still just in the vanilla sock world. I might step up to like a little bit of pearls and knitting to get a bit like a checkerboardy, but nothing fancy, letting the yarn do all the speaking. Oh, and then last but not least, I got this journal and cobblestone. Such a beautiful, oh my gosh, this base is so yummy. And this was one of her misdyes. It's a one of a kind. And it was on sale, and I was like, well, that is just a beautiful, lovely, speckly, but yet tonally light blue from her. So I was super excited just to add that to my stash. I think this one for sure has to come on my travels. Maybe just this one. Because let's be honest, if I'm going to go to a yarn shop or two, maybe in Ohio and Washington, I probably don't need to bring that much because I might acquire a skein or two while I'm out. But just to start off, I think this is the one. I mean, who's shocked? Not me. Okay, looking at the table, I think I've told you all the stories, which is not that much. Okay, one last thing. Woo! May 1st. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, make sure you follow me on Instagram. That's super fun. Actually, I have two last things. I've been sharing some things. I'm not as good. Anyway, doesn't matter. But that's where I've already sneak peeked this there. But I want to tell you guys as well. So last year was the first year Tiger Lily did the 12 Days of Stitchmas event box, I guess is what I'm going to call it. It was just a 12 Days of Stitchmas box. So if you remember, it was an exclusive box that I did. There were 12 daily goodies, not giveaways, you bought it. Daily goodies. There were 12 goodies and everything was, it was like a keeper club box, which are all out in the mail, by the way. I think there's 46 that are still in transit. So not everybody has theirs yet. I'm not sharing it yet until they've all been received. So far, the shipping gremlins haven't taken anybody's hostage yet, so that's exciting, but they're just, some of them are a little slower to get across the whole country and such. So anyway, this is the Advent 12 Days of Stitchmas box. It's a limited quantity because, I make, the one day is an exclusive keeper, and just so you know, this week I started putting together the first keeper for the Advent box, and I love it. I love it. Okay, so, but the Advent box has a keeper, double pocket keeper, as well as 11 days of other goodies that I've already started curating, and it's already going to be so fabulous that I can't wait. But it's limited quantities is the moral of the story. May 1st at 1 p.m. Eastern. I picked that time, so hopefully some people, like on the West Coast, they're not having to get up at like 2 o'clock in the morning or something. That was just my best time to slip it, try to be fair for everybody. This is a website only drop. There's no advanced sale to anyone. There's no, you can't get to the front line. There's no, that's just everybody come at 1 p.m. on May 1st is when the events will launch on the website. I have no idea how quickly they will sell out. I have, last year they didn't sell that quickly. It was my first year doing it. Well, they sold out eventually, but it wasn't like you had to be there 1 o'clock type of situation. I don't know. I will be thankful for whenever when they sell out, or maybe they don't, and I'll just have a whole box of them by myself and play with them personally. I don't know, but there's limited quantities, and I wish I could make as many as people that wanted to get it, I think, but I make them all, and so there's limited quantity. So if you are interested, please, please, please. I know that there's so many people that missed out on the herringbone bag and that were like sad, and I'm sad too. But there's going to be more Make With Me projects. But the Advent, May 1st, 1 p.m., tigerlilyshop.com. Take the time now, would be my advice to you, to make sure your account is set up, to make sure your account is loaded with your credit card. You have 10 minutes. Once you put it in your card, that's the one thing. When you have a website, I'll just give you like a little behind the curtain situation. When you have a website, it is very hard to make everybody happy. I used to have it where it would take it all, like just whoever's had the fastest fingers got it. That was a little scary to me. Like, it made me feel, I was sad for the people that didn't have quite so fast fingers. So now you have 10 minutes from once you put it in your cart, you'll have a little timer. The website tells you. Now, granted, remember, I wear the website hat, so not really my... Anyway, 10 minutes, it'll have a timer that says you have 10 minutes to check out, and nobody can steal it from you. Like, you don't have to like worry. You don't have to worry. But I do advise you to go ahead and get your account set up, make sure your credit card's in there so that you aren't rushed and aren't freaking out about checking out on time. Anywho, but only so many of them can go into the carts, and once they're in the carts, if it says that they're gone, that's because they're in other people's carts and they haven't checked out. And that kind of holds hands with my second notice, in that I do have a small vintage keeper and mini patchwork keeper drop coming. Now, when it's coming, I can't tell you that. Not because I don't want to. I do want to tell you. But I just told you all the 27 things that I have going on between now and then. I leave on Thursday and I'm gone for 10 days. And I have my class tomorrow and then I have to get ready. So I'm not quite sure if I'm going to be able to drop it before I leave for vacation or after I leave and come back. They're right there. They're all done. I can't show. It's a surprise. I did show a sneak peek or two on Instagram stories and in Patreon over here recently. And so that's the moral of my story, is that I am going to announce the drop time and access to my Patreon first. It's a thank you for Patreon, and that's where because I'm not doing these vintage mini keeper drops at any given time. Or any consistent time drop like I used to do in last year, because instead I'm having so much fun with these Make with Tiger lilies, and I hope you are too. And I've got so like new and fresh and fun ideas for the upcoming ones. But moral of the story is, we're not going to do one this same month as a keeper drop again. Learned from that one. An April drop or an April Make With Me and an April Keeper Club box. Not the brightest idea, Carrie. But I made it through. I survived. I'm here. But not without lots of coffee, lots of ice cream, lots of chocolate, yeah, I might have cried a couple times. It's a little overwhelming. But the good news is I made it, and all the boxes are on their way and all the things, and I made it in time. So yay me. But we won't be doing that again. We're going to learn from that one. So there will be another one. I don't know when. Of course, I will tell you guys here. I will tell you guys on Patreon. I'll tell you on Instagram. I'll tell you in all the places. I tried to tell you in all the places, probably multiples of times. But it will never be on the same month again, because I'm only one person. And I did not grow octopus legs and hands. I still only have 2 hands. What was I thinking? Sometimes I just get excited about things. And both my mom and Shelly are like, maybe you should have phoned a friend and discussed this before you did it. And I was like, maybe I should have. Next time. But we made it. It's going to be so fun. Tomorrow's going to be great. The Make With Me and the clubs are out and you guys are loving them. And so I'm excited. Anywho, but the point is that there is a drop. Small, but there is a drop. And I love them. So they're coming soon. And that's what I've got. It's a lot, I know. Stitching and knitting, and if you were a giveaway winner, reach out to me. Tell me what you're excited about in the comments. What do you want to make? I want to make all the things. Let's just be honest. I want to do all the things. And I'm going to tell you, there might be a punch needle project on my, in the drawer right here. I mean, seriously, can I just pick a lane and stay in it? No. No. I like to zig and zag like across a 10-lane highway. Are you with me? I don't know. It's fun. Okay, that's what I've got, friends. So follow me along on Instagram. I'll definitely bring you along on my travels. Maybe sometimes I'll try. I don't know. But until next time, I will see you sometime. I'm not next Friday. I don't know when I'm going to see you guys. It might be 3 weeks. That will be sad. But maybe when I come back, I will have like a whole sweater done, 17 pairs of socks. I'll have spun my own skein of yarn. Probably not. Probably not. Maybe. I mean, it'll just, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But until next time, friends, I hope you have a great time. Happy quilting, happy making, happy knitting, happy hooking, happy all the things. And until next time, friends, happy stitching.